Welcome to Let's Play Graveyard Keeper. We've played a lot of farming games on this channel. This one's quite different. We farm corpses. That said, it's not dissimilar from Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley. It's very visibly influenced by Stardew Valley, or at least inspired by it. But it plays quite differently. There is farming actual crops on it, but again, we're going to be focused more on the dead than making things live. Although even there's a bit of that. And for this, the farm fucks have reunited. I am joined by Skippy Granola.
Howdy.
And Yamino Senshi.
I brought my biggest shovel for this.
Aw, isn't it nice? Look at that. Gotta get home to this lady and her giant comedy heart. Or not.
And her brother's truck. This is why you don't look at your phone. Ever.
Look both ways, folks.
Don't cross against the light. I mean, actually, I don't know. There's a lot of LP to be had. This might actually be pretty fun. Maybe you should cross against the light. Don't actually do that.
Don't do that. Please don't let Yami know since she kill you.
I mean, every millennial is running low on money, and we make a lot of money in this.
So this is the deal. You want to get home to your love. Not your wife. Not your, I don't know, maybe sister, mum?
We don't know. You just love her.
The lady who takes care of your giant comedy-sized heart?
And beard.
Bless this guy's beard.
That is a beard to be proud of.
You need to take care of your own beard.
You're not really feeling like it.
First thing we gotta do, we gotta dig up a friend.
It's Murray! I mean Jerry!
Whenever a character talks, they have these little banjo-kazooie noises.
Ah.
So I gotta say, the player character is taking to this very well.
It's just like, you know what, I'm fine. I'm fine with this.
2 minutes and 40 seconds into this video, and he's like, yeah, sure, this is good. I will do this thing.
I woke up wearing a tunic. Oh, you do you? Fresh corpse for ya.
50p.
No, socialist donkey.
Yep, fair enough.
Like, it's so barefaced, it's barely even a joke. He just is.
It's just a communist donkey. What he needs to do is he needs to seize the means of production.
Wouldn't that just, like I say, wouldn't that just be doing a murder?
I think that would be committing a donkey side.
Or we can sit here and slowly let it rot. We can see it counting down.
It's ripening pretty quick.
It is nice that the donkey's trailer is refrigerated.
Please, Thorn. That guy had a family.
Yeah, we'll see them next week.
So not only do you bury him, you autopsy him too.
That really just sounds like mutilation.
There are a lot of mechanics to this game, and they sort of slowly trickle out. So we'll explain them as they come along. You're probably going to look at everything around here and think, do we do something with that? And probably. But you gotta wait.
So is everyone caught up? We gotta cut a pound of flesh out of the corpse, take it to the bar, get a beer, bring it back to our alky skull.
5 minutes and 30 seconds into the video. Yep.
So there's a lot of information here. There's a bunch of body parts that we can't do anything with. We can't even identify them right now. We can't identify a nice, perfectly cubed piece of meat. Every body has a certain amount of skulls. Red skulls are bad. That's like the person's sins. We want more of the nice, pure white skulls. But the more that you cut into a corpse and take out parts, the more different skulls you get, most of them red.
But the most important thing to note is the title of that dialogue was Meat Fiesta.
Yes. They're expecting you to cook and eat parts of a person.
You only really eat the meat, the cube of meat.
Just the cube. So, nothing disgusting like intestines.
Although you can get intestines. They have different uses.
There's just all kinds of giblies.
Based on what I've seen so far, I'm guessing jump rope.
Warning, do not use goat skulls and upside down stars for decoration.
Oh, hang on. So every item will pop up on the ground and then slowly float towards you. It's actually possible to sort of glitch the game and have something stuck floating next to you that you can never catch. It has happened to me before.
Which totally sucks when it's plot necessary.
Yeah. But this is our main deal. We are the graveyard keeper, so whenever we get a corpse, we have to use that blueprint station to actually choose a spot, dig out the hole, put in the corpse, cover up the hole, and we get a burial certificate. We turn in that certificate to the bar to get money. And we use that to get money much more often than selling meat. And this is one of the many NPCs that we have to deal with throughout the game. It's Harvest Moon-ish, but it's actually kind of more of a puzzle game with how you actually get to the ending. In the case of the bishop here, we have to follow his side quest all the way to the end to get a special item from him. But he helps us deal with the church. The graveyard is outside of the church, and we do a lot of things both inside and out. Right now, the graveyard has not been cared for at all. He has my favorite Banjo-Kazooie noise.
It's very pompous priest.
Rockin' everywhere. Yeah, so all the NPCs that you have to deal with only show up on certain days. And that's what really drags this game out.
It's a 6-day week, is what it is. And they all have a weird little zodiac symbol.
They do have personality, like even though he's a bishop, he's not that holy, he's more of a narcissist.
uh, 9 minutes, 47 seconds. He's BB. Oh.
Hashtag. Ignore him. Yeah, we already know. So the quality of the corpses correlates a lot to the quality of the graves, as we'll see in a minute.
Oh, my sweet child. You haven't even gotten started with the complexity.
So I've played and beaten this game. Skippy, you've played and beaten this game.
Oh, yeah, I did a just deep dive into this thing.
Have you played any of it, Yami?
No. I've seen like an hour of it streamed. So I'm marveling and aghast at all that is before me.
That should have been enough to get this song stuck in your head for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It never stops.
No, it's, there's not a lot of music in this game.
No.
So, 3 kinds of XP. Some are easier than others.
Yep. Red correlates to, like, work, breaking rocks and what have you. Green correlates more to nature, so when you harvest things or go foraging. Blue correlates more to intelligence, but it's also sort of nebulous. We don't get a lot of blue right now. That happens more once we can actually open a workshop underneath the church and start doing things like writing books. A lot of what I'm going to say is going to sound like non sequiturs, but it'll correlate, I promise.
So, just like Harvest Moon, you got stamina. It's pain. It's a pain in the ass.
You don't have a lot of stamina.
You never really get more either, like...
No.
No, there's no like miracle hearts or whatever you tear from still living bodies.
Yeah, you can't rip a star fruit out of some guy's giblies.
More what you need to do is just stock up on food. And there's a couple recipes that we get that sort of cover your energy requirements really far into the game.
Kids, I'm gonna tell you right now, wine.
Oh, yeah, that's one of them.
Like, hooch. Just, you're beer powered is what you are.
Yeah. The Graveyard Keeper is a wino, no matter what you want to be. We got some basic tools. It's nice that they just give you them right from the start. The annoying thing is, we can upgrade to tools with better materials. You can never get rid of them. You cannot delete them. You just have to build a chest and put them in there to get rid of them.
Just stuff them in a box. Every other tool you can break down, but, nah.
So here we can see, the gravestones and the like are broken down, so the quality for these graves are low. But you can also see, the corpses had a pretty high amount of white skulls, but they also have red skulls, which draw a red line. No matter how good the quality of the grave is, the max quality will be as high as the white skulls, and all the red skulls will reduce the quality. So even though this is a 6-skull corpse, you could only get 4 out of it, and you would need a total quality gravestone and fence of 6 in order to get that 4. But there is a way to improve the quality of the corpses.
Later in the game, you gotta be really discerning about who you let in.
Yeah.
Start killing a better quality of person.
Absolutely!
Though sometimes it may even be in your benefit to find a real asshole.
Just a real sinful fella. Oh, there's all kinds of shenanigans you can get into. This game's like simultaneously incredibly complex and just idiot simple.
Yeah. You can see so these are the technologies. As you build up your various points, the red, green, and blue, you come here to learn different recipes and learn different actions and the like. There's a bunch of these. At least one of them, actually, I don't know if this was in one of the newer patches. I am playing an older version. I recorded this in September of 2019. But there's at least one technology that is 100% useless and was not programmed into the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's got no application whatsoever.
But most of these at the start, they use red and green points. The further in you go, they use a lot of blue. And at that point, you could tell, okay, you've kind of been railroaded into starting to get blue points. There's also a tab for food recipes. You don't learn those from technologies, you learn them from people. To wit, there's a tab for the NPCs, which will tell you what stage you're at in their respective side quests, and how many friendship points you have with them. Their stories and the friendship points are directly tied together. And you also have a tab for the world map, which I don't find super useful.
Oh, and if you're playing along at home, keep a pen and paper handy.
Yeah.
There is no way to check the required materials for doing things like fixing that bridge or building a structure. You gotta remember it and just hope that you've brought enough stuff.
Yep.
And inevitably, you didn't bring enough stuff, then you had to go back to Home Depot. You can't remember where the 6-inch nails were.
That's actually exactly my experience with this game.
Your friend offered to use the pickup, but he only had an hour. I don't know why that's there. I think it's supposed to be pointing to something outside the house.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Sleeping is interesting. As long as you're in the bed, you're recovering energy, so you could theoretically sleep the whole day if you had that much energy. Thankfully, there's no real time limit on the game, so if you run out of energy, just go to bed. Whatever, you have another week.
Yeah, the worst that's gonna happen is you, might miss a day to meet an NPC that you needed, so you'll have to just blow another week.
Yorick here is a real sorry, Gus.
He wants you to make him friends.
Look, man, I just plant him. You gotta talk to the other guy if you want an exhumation.
Gotta wait for the corpse to turn into a tree.
Oh. Blink?
Yeah, you can get rid of corpses. There's a couple ways to do it. At the start, all you can do is just throw it in the river. Yorick here gives you the first exhumation license. You need to buy one, otherwise, in order to remove a corpse and work on it. At the cooking table, we can make some food. It's just basic stuff. Once we're able to start making corpses. Once we're able to start making crops, sandwiches are going to be a good energy recovery food for a while. But there is a better one.
Long as you don't mind literally eating corpse meat.
Yeah, you're baking it at least.
Finely sliced corpse meat.
For the most part, just slice and bake the meat. We will eventually be able to sell it. It's not worth enough to really warrant caring about.
That's right. Slice and bake the meat of someone who, at some point, had parents and a life and dreams. I don't mean to shame your cannibal viewers. I know the Straw Hat No is really big with cannibals. People who eat people.
I like to think our audience is more people who eat themselves.
I mean, it's 2020.
So to the left, is a place where you have to put logs in order to use them. We get logs from chopping down trees, and then we use the sawhorse to cut the logs down into more usable items, like firewood. A lot of these trees, you need a technology in order to chop them down, though. I don't know why.
I love looking at things and saying, yeah, I need technology for this.
At the ATM, just staring.
I need a technology.
Like, that is a bigger tree. It doesn't look that much different from a regular tree.
But you need the high-tech advancement of Big Saw.
That's right. Larger axe.
We also need a technology to pick a mushroom.
I mean, that's fair enough. There's a lot of mushrooms out there that'll make you poop and die.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, but you need a technology to get them, too. So when you use a tool like this, you are able to utilize a task queue. Say you've got materials for a bunch of different things that are all used at the sawhorse in this case. You can queue it up. So first I made some flitch, which is used either for construction, and later we can break it down into actual boards to make more things. And also, I queued up turning it into billets, which is also used for a couple of things, but right now especially for making firewood. You can eat those flowers.
Just eat a flower.
It uses like 1 energy to get them, and they give you 3, but still.
It'll keep you from passing out.
It's a long walk from your house to the village, but there will actually be a shortcut that we can unlock.
Time moves real fast. Like, you've cut down 2 trees and talked to a whiny ghost, and it's already nighttime. Yeah, out of sight.
5th century groovy.
It's far out, man.
Well, that's the bad news. I count 10, so somebody has to go home.
That's a hint. So one of the items, one of the currencies in fact that we get is faith. That's where the church comes in. You need 5 faith to talk to her. Don't know if that makes it better.
I'm the weirdo plants dead guys.
Wagner.
They're not really reaching for these names, are they?
No. No, it's, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby.
Alright, we've got our first perk. Perks allow us to do other things. Sometimes they unlock more technologies. In this case, when we talk to people and progress in the story, progress in missions, we will get a thing called a story. Stories can be used later to turn into pages, which can then be turned into books, and books can be used for multiple other things.
Like toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
About our other supply.
That's right. The dirty books. Whoa, okay there, Copernicus.
Yeah, it's round. It's a disc, dumbass.
Pizza's around.
Not when I'm done with them.
Aw, that's nice.
Bless the dead horse, for one day I too will eat it.
Okay, that's just going too far.
Hey, meat is meat, man. Yeah, Horadric. Sure.
Yeah, alright. Can't have a horde without somewhere to put them.
Exactly.
What are the details of the ancient contract?
Half of me wants there to be some weird, esoteric, old god style thing in the background of this. But the other half of me doesn't. I just want it to be like, yeah, this is just a town with a graveyard with a sort of dead guy taking care of it.
I mean, there's gotta be some kind of mechanic by which a dead guy will, like, poop out a certificate once he's planted. It's a nice shrug. Little incidental animations are pretty good in this.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good looking game.
You know, the time it takes the Earth to go around the sun. Okay, Copernicus!
I don't think anyone actually thought the Earth was flat. I think they just thought it was pear-shaped.
Anything but ball-shaped. That's ridiculous.
I'd like to trade you some fresh meat that I baked. So now it's okay.
An inappropriate meat? How inappropriate are we talking here? Was it river meat?
Was it dead horse?
Did it come from a cow? Ugh. Unauthorized cow meat. Disgusting.
The worst.
Stuff gives you worms.
Reminder that I don't have the meat with me. This text is just supposed to come up.
Yeah. They weren't expecting you to be all gung-ho about it, slicing up the dead guy. See? Yummy? See that name?
Oh my... Yep. So what, they had YouTube and an 11th grade history textbook open and then just flip back and forth?
Yeah, I have no idea just what they were thinking when they wrote this.
We can get some money. That first item that Horadric's selling is a teleport stone. You definitely want that.
ASAP. And it's reusable.
Yes, it just has to recharge.
It's basically a Hearthstone, if you ever played the World of Warcraft.
No, it's a teleport stone.
Right, it's not a Hearthstone, that's ridiculous.
Well, it's not a teleport stone. It's a teleport stone.
It's a teleport stone.
Teleport stone. So some of those items are grayed out. That just means you can actually sell them to him. As you do business with him, he'll unlock more tiers and sell you more stuff. And also you can sell more stuff to him. But it will always be food related for Horadric.
A good way to level them up really quick is just to sell them a buttload of stuff. Just whatever you've got, just sell it to them.
I have to be careful with your phrasing. A buttload in this game could be something way different.
That's where the sweetest meat is. Staring at you, ugly.
Sounds like he's talking with his beard in his mouth.
Unfortunately.
As you go through quests and do missions for people, the smiley face up in the corner will increase. And the really story important characters have to get all the way to 100 for you to beat the game. Griswold is not one of them, thankfully.
Yeah.
He's introducing us to maintaining your weapons and your tools. Combat in this game is about where it is in Stardew Valley. You press a button and you swing. It's a little more complicated in that he swings back. And that's about it. You want to keep at least one whetstone. Using everything, using any of your tools uses your energy. And swinging your sword uses your energy.
So probably time to chug a Red Bull.
Very nearly. If I had any. Slimes are a pretty common enemy. What I like to do is get them to jump close to me, and they'll sort of bunch up in a group so that you can swing and hit multiples at once, and that saves on your energy. And with that, we can turn them into food.
Oh, you will just put anything in your mouth.
Looks like you turn them into aspic.
Pretty much.
I think I'd rather have the corpse meat.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you.
You need gelatin for it. Alright, now we just need to mine some ore, then we can make a furnace and turn it into ingots. Then we can start properly smithing and never talk to what's-his-face ever again.
Oh yeah. Kretzvold is pointless.
He's nice early on if you have the money to buy some extra metal bits and bobs.
Which you won't.
Stealing crops.
You crop thief.
These 2 plots of cabbages are like the only pre-farmed crops that I can think of in the game that you can steal. So that's an early way to get some cabbage seeds and some cabbage, either to use yourself, like to eat, or to cook with.
Now that poor family won't be able to make kimchi for the winter.
I actually didn't even know that was there. I went the entire game without stealing cabbages, but I mean, maybe that just means I'm a better person.
You may be.
One red skull you won't have.
Yeah, that's right. Ain't nobody gonna be hacking out my sweetmeats.
Oh, didn't say that.
Oh, Miss Charm, please.
Just limbo through.
Alright, that's fine.
Spooky ghost.
Oh,
You are really pushing it with that stamina meter, mister.
you're going to. A lot. Can't use those. Those crops will never grow. I actually wonder if it's an oversight that you can get those cabbages at the start. Because there are fully grown crops and fully covered trees around the village, but those are the only 2 that you can harvest. So I wonder if it's intentional or not.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that's an oversight. This game is like it's fine. I enjoy it, but it's definitely not elegantly crafted.
It's a bit blatantly unfinished. Which is why it's so frustrating that they have paid DLC for it now. I'm not doing the DLC for the record, because if they didn't want to finish the game, I'm not going to spend more money on it, so they will.
Stealing. Let's rob the new graveyard keeper.
I stole the cellar, that's right.
The ultimate crime, stealing from yourself.
Some good stuff to know. Bread, you're not going to use much on your own. You're mostly going to turn that into sandwiches. Which I think I can do now, because we have the cooked meat. We can make the bread. We need wheat for that first, actually. But we do use cabbage for it. So we're nearly there. The big thing that he allowed us to do is to harvest berries and apples. There aren't any apples around here, but there are a bunch of berry bushes around. We use berries and apples to make juice, and then we combine the juice with the slime meat to make that aspic. And it's a really good energy recovery item. You can eat them on their own, they don't give you a lot of energy, but it's there. I'm a bit dumb. I harvest these mushrooms, they're edible. The best thing to do with them is to cook them. You combine a bunch of them into a shish kebab, but you need to learn the recipe first. It took me a long time to get the recipe, even though it's so basic. So even though we have all of this real estate, we can't use most of it, because as you can see, there's a bit of a swamp in the middle. So after a point, we have to use materials to expand our workspace in order to use that. I also don't have a lot of storage space, so most everything is going to go in just this trunk. But after a point, I'll be able to make just a bunch of trunks, and I'll try to keep them semi-organized. I'll fail after a point, and just stuff whatever in there.
Oh, bless your optimism.
Yep.
My trunks, my lovely graveyard trunks.
Check them out. They're a mess.
They are in fact full of junk.
So much junk.
Next time we'll find out what he's going to do with all that junk. All that junk inside his trunk.
Now I'm just thinking of the dead guy's humps.
Please don't do that.
To be excised and used for experiments.
Thinly sliced and put on sandwiches.
At least clean it first.
Ugh.
Experimental sandwiches?
It's for an experimental sandwich.
It's good to be back.
Y'all wanted more farming? Oh boy, are we gonna farm.